using an iron and with an iron Anyways, today is day 14 of my 30 days challenge talking to the camera in English. I made it almost until the middle of the challenge. Today is the 14th day. These are already 2 weeks and tomorrow is the exact half. And I said in the first challenge day, as I started it, until the day 14, I am going to decide if I'm going to publish these videos, and I decided, and I actually created yesterday YouTube channel and I am going to upload the videos. I started also to edit the first videos. I edited yesterday the first one from the first day and I really see the improvement. Really, at least how I am feeling, how I am engaging with the camera. Probably there is no improvement in my language skills, but still I heard there are much more mistakes on the day one than I am hearing on the later, I would say, later recorded videos. Also, I see that I'm more myself now, and in the first day I was so stiff, and this makes me very happy just because I see the improvement and I see that there is an effect of doing this challenge. But this was not the goal for today. The goal for today is to answer 5 questions of my imaginary audiences, and since I still do not have real audience, I just plan to have one, and I hope that you are one of my future audience. And if you have a real question, let me know, write it in the comments. I will answer the questions. But because I currently do not have any audience, I do not have followers, so I cannot answer their questions. This is why I asked my best friend Gemini to ask me 5 questions. I told Gemini I'm currently making this 30 days challenge talking to the camera in English, and this is my day 14 and I must answer these questions. Give me 5 questions which I have to answer, and the questions are of course all about the challenge. I read them and they are all about the challenge. I was hoping that it's going to ask me something personal, but I didn't ask for some personal questions because I thought, yeah, you know, my goal is to be more comfortable talking in English so that I can make a good small talk, that I can take a conversation, follow a conversation, be engaged in a conversation with other people. I mean, small talk is about, yeah, actually it's not about personal stuff. It's not, nobody's going to ask me if I have problems with my husband, for example, yeah. But everybody asks about children, for example. Questions are about this challenge, and I'm going to answer the questions which Gemini asked me because I am playing this role now of content creator who is doing this challenge, and my audience is asking me this question, so I have to answer them. Every good content creator is engaging with his audience and is answering their questions. Now, first question. I'm going to read the questions. I didn't memorize them. What was the exact moment you decided to start this 30 days challenge? And what was the biggest fear you had before hitting record on day 1? If you go back to my videos and watch the first one, there is where I'm explaining all of this. And yesterday I made also the editing of this first recording, so I can remember very well why I started it and how I started it. In the morning, usually after I do my coffee and I give breakfast to my children, I'm sitting with my coffee in front of my tablet and I'm watching YouTube videos. And I saw one YouTuber who did 30 days challenge talking to the camera to improve his skills to talk to the camera freely so that he can be a better something about because of his business, so that he can sell his products better, something like this. And I thought it's very interesting, like a challenge talking to the camera This could be also very good for me because I must talk for my job in front of the camera. And I actually was thinking about starting a YouTube channel because this is also opportunity to learn a lot of things. For me, it is not that easy to speak in front of the camera because I'm from Bulgaria. I live in Germany since more than 20 years. And I must talk in my job, in my corporate job, in my daily job, I must talk in English because it is an international company and we are talking in English there. I am not a language person. There are people, they are learning languages so well, so quick, like my husband. He doesn't have an accent when he speaks German. He does in English because he doesn't speak so often. But in German, he speaks like a native speaker. And I am not that way. I have a very strong Bulgarian accent. Everybody can hear it. And in the beginning, as I came to Germany, I had this anxiety to speak in English, but real anxiety. I had to have a job so that I can buy myself food and clothes and pay my rent. As a student, I came as a student to Germany. And I found a job in a place where I didn't have to speak German. It was in a washing shop. There are some clothes that you cannot wash in your washing machine and you must bring them to the washing shop. Let's say washing shop. Chemical washing shop. There in the back room where I was actually using an iron and with an iron anyways, probably I will tell about this story later. What I wanted to say is that I didn't have to speak and this was good for me. And I also didn't want to speak on telephone. I had really a real anxiety back then speaking on the telephone. This changed of course with the time, but this was me. It's first of all speaking in English, in German. And then I lived a lot of years in Germany. I finished my study. I found a job. I started working. I'm still working there. And I met a couple of people and talked to them a lot, colleagues, talk to them a lot in German. And now my German is much better. I don't have this anxiety. And even my children, they are not speaking Bulgarian, unfortunately. I must talk to them also in German. But this was me from back then. And I had the anxiety in German, but I have it in English as well. I learned English in the school. I learned probably more years English than German. And in Bulgaria back then, we watched also films with subtitles in English. So you are listening the language and then you're reading the subtitles in Bulgarian. And this was always the case. They were not spoken in Bulgarian. As I started my job, I had to speak only German. I had only German colleagues. I didn't have connections with other colleagues from other countries. It was just like this. But this evolved. It is more than 20 years ago. Not more than 20. I started my job in 2007. Now we have 2026, so 19 years. And in these 19 years, the company was not shifted, but it became much more international. I was one of the first foreign employees, but then there were more and more and more. And now in our team, we are a team of 10 people and we have one German. We have an Indian colleague, a Russian, one from Peru. And we have also two which are born in Germany, but so they are, I would say they are German. Their parents are not German. Then we have me. Then we have one working student which is from Pakistan. Also, I have connections to other departments. And in the other departments, a lot of them are in Portugal or in India or in Romania or anywhere in the world. And this was the reason where I had to start speaking English much often. Then I started a project. I was a project manager in this project. The project was also international. We had people from anywhere, all over the world. And during the project, I had to speak a lot of English. Each day I had to speak with people, but unfortunately it's not the case anymore. The project is over. We finished it successfully and on time. on the deadline. We went live, and I'm very happy. This doesn't happen often in projects. Almost all of the projects are expanded then, but we finished on time. And since the project is over, I don't speak that often in English, and I missed it somehow. So I thought this is a good opportunity to speak to the camera as like if I'm speaking to a real person, to exercise my English, to improve it, because someday I'm going to have another project. And then I think when you share your own experiences, your own stories, then people rely more to you, and then they are more willing to work with you. And this is something that I really observed in my career in any language. It doesn't matter if it's German or Bulgarian or English, but I must work in English. So for me, it's very important to be able to do it in English. This was the reasons why I started. So this was the first question. I don't know. I don't have time to answer the rest of the questions. I've been watching, but I will read the rest of the questions because I said so, and I will try to be very, very quick in the rest of the answers. I've been watching your videos, and I'm curious, what does your setup look like? Do you have a whole studio, or are you just popping your phone up on a stack of books? I'm using my phone. I bought a stand, which is, I feel very, very comfortable. It can be expanded up to 1.50 meters, and it has MagSafe so that I can put my phone on it, and that's it. And also, I bought a new mic. I hope you can hear me much clearer, much better. This is something I bought myself for Mother Day. On Sunday it was Mother Day, and I don't get any present. Never, ever. I do get every now and then flowers from my husband, but not that often, and not for the holidays. On our wedding day I get flowers, sometimes on the 8th of March, because this is the International Women's Day, and that's it. I don't get presents for my birthday. I don't get presents for Christmas. I don't get presents for my name day. I don't get presents for Mother Day. For Mother Day, my daughter made a ring out of a paper. It's sweet, but she woke up and then she said, Happy Mother's Day, and I don't have a present for you. And then she did it, so that because she had this, she didn't feel well because she didn't have a present for me. But I ordered myself a present, new mics, and I'm really happy because they have also these very sweet different colors which you can pop on them. I want to start posting content too, but I'm terrified of what my friends or co-workers will think if they see me. How do you deal with the cringe factor? I'm not going to tell my colleagues and my friends about it. I don't have that much friends, so it's not going to be that difficult, but I'm not going to tell my colleagues. I'm not going to tell my husband. I'm going to tell my husband, but he's not going to watch it. I will ask him not to watch it. Don't tell them. This is also an advice which I heard from other YouTubers. Don't tell your friends and family that you're doing a YouTube channel, because they are going to watch your YouTube channel. They do not have these interests like you do, and then they are not but this is hurting the algorithm. So don't tell them. Now that you're 2 weeks in, what is one thing you've learned about yourself that you didn't expect when you started? This is not an easy question. What I didn't expect is that I'm going to talk more than 20 minutes without stopping, and willing to talk even longer, but I don't have that time, unfortunately, because I'm doing it today before I start working, so that I finish it and then I can start working and do not disturb myself thinking about today I must do this as well. And also something that I didn't expect it is that when I do this before I start working, it's like a warm-up for the day, and then during my day in the job. I'm speaking much more to people, and I have much more. I don't do these long pauses for thinking about words, and it's like more softly, more easy for me than to speak during the day in English to my colleagues if I have to speak. I don't speak every day, but what happens on day 31? Is the challenge just one off, or are you planning to take this camera confidence and turn it into something bigger, like a YouTube channel or a podcast? It's not going to be a podcast, because in a podcast you must talk really long about things, and I don't have the confidence that people are going to listen to my voice and to my accent here about different stories. So it's not going to be a podcast. But as I already mentioned a couple of times, I'm starting a YouTube channel, and when this challenge finishes, then I will start another challenge. I also mentioned in my first couple of videos that I want to start a filming challenge, 30 days filming cinematic vlogs. It might be that this is the next challenge that I'm going to start, but my plan is for sure to do another 30 days challenges, because it's so exciting. I really like it. This is something that every day when I go to bed, I'm happy about tomorrow. And every day when I woke up, I'm happy about today because of this challenge, because I'm really excited about it. So this is my plan. And thank you very much for joining me on my journey. I hope it is helping you as well to get comfortable with the camera or with speaking another language. It might be that it's not English, it might be that it's German, but everybody learns things in his life, and we need to take the time to learn them and practice. You cannot learn without the practice. It's something we all think that children are learning language so easy. This is not really the truth. If you have children and you film them as they were small, look at them. Or if you have currently children, how old are they? They cannot speak well until they get 7 years old. So they are practicing all the 7 years. They are practicing and practicing and listening and practicing and listening and practicing. This is something that we as adults do not do that often. Somehow we think that we must read and then repeat, but practice doesn't mean reading, repeating and repeating. It means repeating in speaking, yeah, exercising. You cannot do muscles without an exercise. Yeah, that's the same with the language. Thank you very much. If you enjoy this kind of conversations, or if you just want to see how I'm improving every day, just subscribe, click on the button. If you have questions, ask me in the comments. I will answer your questions, all of your questions. Thanks.